Bridget sir, hello. Sir, can I start?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. So, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Malkini Rawal, and I am the Assistant Professor of Biomedical at Biomedical Engineering Department, Parul Institute of Technology. And today we are going to presenting about the topic that is current scenario for biomedical engineers, and it will be presented by Ms. Shruti Bhatia, who is currently working as a biomedical engineer at GMERS Medical College and General Hospital, Himmatnagar. Ma'am, ma'am will discuss in detail about the topic. And I just want to share you that for the audience specifically, if you have any queries or any doubts during the presentation, so please send your questions to the given WhatsApp number which you can see on the screen. Okay. And at the end, we will going to discuss about this question with the expert. Okay. So without wasting much time, so I will hand over today's session to Ms. Frutti. Ma'am, please continue
Yes,
the
thank
webinar.
you. Thank you. Hello.
Welcome.
Hello. Good
Hello.
evening, everyone. Hello. Hello. Good evening,
Yes,
everyone.
ma'am.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you are
Hello.
audible, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Hello. Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing well in this pandemic situation, and I will consider that all you are watching the session from the safe place. As you already seen my name on the poster, I completed my BE Biomedical from Government Engineering College, Gandhinagar, and currently I am working as a biomedical engineer at GMERS Medical College and General Hospital. In this session, you will be hearing about current scenarios, roles, and opportunities in the biomedical field. So, let's come to the point of the discussion. Biomedical is one of the growing fields in India, which is combination of life science with all other engineering fields like electronics, mechanical, and instrumentation. For this, we can take an amazing example of AMTZ, Andhra Pradesh Meditech Zone, which is established by Andhra Pradesh government, and it is the device manufacturing park which provides all the manufacturing facilities like research institutions, lab testing facilities, quality testings, and 3D printing. And that AMTZ park also provides the incubations to all the startups companies. And and they, in this pandemic situation also, they provides many ppe kits, many rapid testing kits, and they also manufactured many temperature guns in starting of corona, of this pandemic situation only. And with association with one of the company named IDPL, they manufactured ventilators within just 2 months. Some interesting facts and statistics. Indian healthcare is estimated to grow threefold to USD 133.44 trillion by 2022. The government spending on healthcare has increased to 1.4% of GDP in 2018. It is planning to further enhance this 2.5% of GDP by 2025. India successfully signed 23 healthcare deals worth USD 679 million in the first half of 2018. The government of India launched a unique public health insurance scheme in 2018 called Ayushman Bharat that caters to health care needs over 100 million family with an annual coverage of rupees 5 lakhs. Now, I will say about the major sectors where biomedical engineers required. First, hospital. Second, healthcare industries. Third, educational institutions. Fourth, research hub. Now, I will This picture describe about short descriptions of biomedical engineers' life. In this, first, design, develop, and test all aspects of medical surgical instruments. This is the role of research and development engineer. This demonstrate operation of equipment to medical personnel. It means that is the role of service and sales engineer, and we can also include application specialist in that. Work with cross-functional teams to test prototypes. That is by R&D engineers. This analyze failures, corrective measures, and preemptive actions to respond to customer complaint. This is the role of QA, QC, and service specialist engineers in the biomedical field. Now, I will move to hospital. In this, I will share about my experience and tell the role of biomedical engineer in the field of hospital. In the field, I am working in. I am currently working in one of the government hospitals. So, my hospital is consist of various departments like radiology, neurology, medicine department, X-ray technologies, pathologies, many labs are there, etc. So, in my day-to-day life, I have to deal with various medical instruments like ventilators, syringe pumps, pulse oximeters, X-ray machine, CT, MRI machines, etc. And the major role of biomedical engineers in the hospital is to provide maintenance and service of medical instruments. Biomedical engineer have to present 24 by 7 in the hospital at the time of the emergency. And our hospital is 100 bed for corona patients. So I have to present there. I have to take risk and take safety of my life and see the safety of my life and give this duty in the provide the service in isolations plus suspected wards. When when this and another duty for the biomedical engineer in the hospital is to do the documentation work because many instruments are come under the AMC and CMC. So for AMC and CMC, we can call the service engineers from the respected company, and they will come to the hospital and they can solve the problems, which is which cannot be solved by the hospital biomedical engineers. But according to me, the problems which I observed in the medical devices are display problems, sometimes sensors working problem in sensors, sometimes probe connections problems, then another connection problems. It's like just we have to very much stay careful while using the instrument. So for that only in starting, companies demos are provided to the engineers by respected companies biomedical engineer. And another duty of biomedical engineer is to do assembling and installation when any new product come to the hospital or any new medical device come to the hospital. And another, they have to handle the emergency situation when this COVID situation is new at that time. The it is a great task for the biomedical engineer because first of all, in India, healthcare system is not developed much. So there were shortage of many medical instruments in the hospitals like ventilators, multi-para monitors, and the COVID. And in starting, I think you already know about how coronavirus cases rise in India, how we doctors, engineers, and government has solved these issues. But now government is taking full taking care of healthcare facilities, and they they are in very few months we can say that India has progressing a lot in healthcare field because many hospitals were developed just in short times, many ventilators designed by the Pierre Kemp Fund and manufactured during just two months of. For example, we can take as a BHEL ventilators. Then ventilators, Agwa company has designed the ventilators in very nice way. It's like it is the touch ventilators, which is totally new in the market. No, till now, no technology or no company has developed such type of the ventilators. So, like this way, biomedical engineer is handling the problem in the hospital for right now situation. Now, now I will go for the basics medical devices, which is seen in the hospitals. Even we go for any normal hospital or any multi-specialty hospital. So, for uh, first device is pulse oximeter. So, what is the use and working of the pulse oximeter? Pulse oximeter is used to measure oxygen level from the human body. Now, it also measures the heart rate. And some of the pulse oximeter sensors which are available in market also measures the blood pressure. In the COVID-19 situation, we are only giving the criteria for screening is just temperature. We are not looking after the SpO2 pulse oximeter. But if someone will develop the device like SpO2, it will help to detect the coronavirus also. So how the pulse oximeter works, I will discuss in the brief 3-4 lines. That it sends small beams of light through the blood in the finger. The beams measures the amount of oxygen in the blood by measuring changes of light absorption in oxygenated or deoxygenated blood. This pulse oximeter is, we can say that it is non-invasive method. It doesn't cause any harm or cutting or anything to our body. It just check the oxygen saturation level by putting the finger into the pulse oximeter. So this device is about 1800 to 2000 rupees, which we can buy at home also, and this is used in normal to check the pulses and heart rate of the patient. Now, other device we will go for is multi-para monitor. Multi-para monitor is, we can say, it a patient monitoring device. For COVID-19 hospitals right now, central monitoring systems are developed. So in central monitoring systems, they put one software, and in that software we can monitor these 5 parameters. So no, so this patient monitoring is one of the essential while patient is in ICU. So the parameters which we can measure from multi-para monitor is ECG, blood pressure, oxygen saturation level, and temperature. Now, now we go for ventilators, which is most important device in this COVID-19 situation. Why we are What are ventilators and why they are important for now? So, ventilators takes over the body's breathing process when disease has caused the failures to the lungs, and by this the patient's time to fight the infection, and he will recover as soon as possible. So uh, two types of medical ventilations are there: mechanical ventilations and non-invasive ventilations. What is mechanical ventilation? So ventilators which are used in hospitals to provide the oxygen level to the patients is mechanical ventilations only. They are working on mechanical ventilation. Ventilator is basically a device which is mechanical plus electronic is construction, and its working depends on mechanical plus electronics. So how ventilator will deliver the oxygen, I will explain in this. So ventilator consists of one ventilator unit, which is a display. So from that display, we can change the modes by knob or any touch ventilators are also there. So we can touch the finger on the screen, and many modes are available in the ventilators like SIMV mode, BiPAP, CPAP, assist control mode. So, ventilator is attached with humidifier or air compressor. Or in hospitals, there are central line from which oxygen is delivered to the patient. Just we have to pipe that oxygen line to give the oxygen to patient. Humidifier is used to match the air to body temperature and moisture. And one pipe we will give oxygen to the patient, and from another patient will take out the carbon dioxide. Whole ventilator is attached with patient circuit. Patient circuit having two filters, HMV filters and bacteria filters. From HMV filters, it is attached with ET tube to give ventilations to patients. Like this, when I will say about short, I told you about short description about ventilator. Now, according to the WHO, some 80% of people with COVID 19 disease caused by coronavirus recover without needing hospital treatment. But 1% in six becomes seriously ill. So, due to this, in the severe cases, then only we require the ventilations. Like we can say that we can give ventilations to 60-65 age people, because we normal human being, we know, we adults having the good immunity power. So if we quarantine if we quarantine also, we can cure by coronavirus. But the patients who are aged, they have to admit, and if suppose they have any diabetes or BP problems, they were putting on the ventilators. So ventilator is used to push air with increased levels of oxygen into the lungs. And the ventilators also, which I already told, why humidifier is used, which adds heat and moisture to the air supplies, so it matches the patient's body temperature. Now, why non-invasive? When people with milder symptoms may be given ventilations, they using face masks or nasals or mouthpieces, which allow air or an oxygen mixture to be pushed into the lungs. This is called the non-invasive ventilation, as no internal tubings are required in this. And we another form of ventilations are CPAP and BiPAP. CPAP is like continuous positive airway pressure, keeps a patient's airway continuously open. Early reports from Lombardy in northern Italy suggest about 50% of patients given CPAP have avoided the need for full ventilations. And type of CPAP ventilation using a hood, where pressurized oxygen is pumped via valve, reduces the risk of airborne transmission of the virus. Now, I will explain about the healthcare industries. In healthcare industries, biomedical are playing many roles. So first, I will start from sales and service engineer. When I completed my graduations, I was appointed in one of the company as a sales and service engineer. It was just my short experience, but I learned many things in starting of my career only. Because when we come out from the college life, we see the drastic change between college life and professional world, which is totally different. And when we newly come in the industries, we are very enthusiastic, passionate to learn the new things. So at that time only I got my sales and service job. So in my point of view, sales engineer, what is the role of sales engineer? Sales engineer must have good communication skills, convincing skills, and must have good knowledge about the products. Then only he can convince the doctor about how the product is different from the market, and how their products providing the solution from existing product. This type of technical plus the MBA type of knowledge is very important for sales engineer. Then only he or she can give their best in the sales field. And we have to visit every day to new hospitals to contact the doctors. And we have to take the feedbacks from our client, follow up from them, we have to call them. Then only we can convert our sales deal. And it is for when we were appointed as sales engineer in some of the company, they will give us a particular target. So our performance and our salaries depends on the target only. So we have to attend that we have to achieve that target. Sales and service jobs include traveling. We engineers have to travel lot to perform very well. They have to visit the various hospitals. In service engineer have to be very attentive, because from the hospital we can get the call at any time. And uh, and service engineer must have good command on the technical skills to detect the problem in medical devices. Sometimes we have to cross verify the instruments to attach the different probes, and battery problems and many other problems service engineer have to detect at the time only, because in hospitals there will be always a emergency situation only. We can't deny that problem. So, and basically in COVID-19 situations, service engineers are playing very important part with with hospitals departments, and like they are visiting they will get the call, they will go in this lockdown situation also. So it is a great thing for them. And in biomedical engineering, service engineers has many opportunities, because service engineer can work as a in a field of NICU, PICU, then USG means ultrasounds, then ventilator service specialists are also there. Then CT scans, MRI. So for service engineers, it depends on us which field we are choosing and in which field we are working. And according to me, the person who has a good electronics knowledge and command over the electronics can becomes a very good service engineer. And sales is one kind, according to my experience, sales is one kind of the challenging job. Now, now I will move to R&D, research and development engineers. So, first task given to research and development engineer in the companies is to contact the hospitals, doctors, and surgeons, and they have to identify the problems. Problems can be any type, like blood pressure, prosthetics, rehabilitations, or any biomedical related problem. So, first, it's important for them to identify the problems, and then they will give the solutions. Solutions, it's like in an engineering way. We can solve the problems in electronics way also, in mechanical way. Some of the companies are like medical electronics, they will provide in electronics way. Generally in Gujarat, companies are working on mechanical, so they will provide the solution in mechanical way. And many of our MNCs companies like Philips, GE, they are working for MRI in city. So they will work on the software like artificial intelligence, machine learning. So for that, if you are very much interested in R&D field, then you must have command on C language and Python language. Then only you can perform very well in the just basic knowledge after completing of B is very important. Then basic understanding of the system is also one of the advantage, because suppose we have the 0.96 inch display. It is consist of 182 by 64 pixels. Each pixels represent some analog value, which might when we interface that display with microcontroller, then after we can get the digital data. So, and another task for research and development engineers, they will designing a pro stage, designing a replacements part for people, and we can say that R&D is in growing stage. It, so in Gujarat, I know about two companies like Southern Medical Technology and Merrill Life Science. Merrill Life Science, they were designing the stands and all, but and they will provide good solutions right now. And Southern Medical Technologies, they also designed some ventilators in the at the time of starting of COVID-19 pandemic only. And another software knowledge is like if we are working in electronics, background, then embedded system must be known to us. Suppose we are working in mechanical, then SolidWorks, then CAD is very important. And nowadays, from my point of view, AI and ML is very good. So and all many technologies were built on that thing only. So better to, if you are interested in R&D, then get the command on this too also. So this is the flow, how product develop to how prototype will develop to the final products. So if we are thinking to develop any product, so first step is we have to uh, identify the problem, then convert in from this engineering solution design. In that, we can take example of electron. Suppose we are solving it by electronics, then we have to design it. After that, we can order the components which are suitable for any product, which what idea we having. Suppose sensors are there in electronics, then displays are there, we can interface it with microcontroller and can solve the solutions. So when our prototype is ready, next step is finalizing design and testing. In design and testing, we can optimize all the faults which we are seeing in prototyping. When that faults we are optimized, we will give that prototype for testing. In medical device industries, mostly we are giving to industries and hospitals. So they will tell us how our product is working, what are defaults and everything. And when our product is totally ready, we will plan it for a mass production. So for that, production planning is important. After production planning, we having the distributor network to get in the market, to make our product selling easy. So for that, we go for a distributor network. So this is the flow, how one product how one prototype can convert in product. Now, these are some MNC companies for biomedical engineers or for biomedical fields. Uh, in this company, you can also get internship after fourth year, and suppose you are performing very well, then they will appoint you as a permanent employee. So you already know about Philips, GE, Medtronic. I hope that Philips is one of the good company in the medical device industry. Now, I will go for application specialist. What is the role of biomedical engineer in the field, in the application specialist? So for this, application specialist have to, they also assist the surgery. So application specialist job also, it includes the traveling. Application specialist have to present in cath labs and OTs with surgeons represent their company, as assist the doctor with technical procedure. They will say that which equipment will work, like how already they know from companies, so they can easily guide to the doctors. And some of the specialists are like ventilator specialists. They have to go to the hospitals, they can give the demo of particular product, and then doctor will convince and they will order the ventilators from that particular company. And one of the company named Medtronic is MNC, and it is working in neuro spines field. So neurosurgery application specialist have to assist with doctor in application specialist surgery. And that maybe that surgery is for maybe 3-4 hours, sometimes day. Biomedical engineer have to present there and generally explain about the medical equipments of that company. Now, I will go for a regulatory specialist. What is the role of biomedical engineer in regulatory field? So now this field is, we can say, at a booming field in the biomedical industries, and many companies like Tata and other companies from Bangalore, Pune are there who are hiring regulatory specialist biomedical engineers. Standards and regulations are different in different countries, like FDA for USA, C marking for European Union, and India. We are using Indian Standard Organizations 13485 Medical Device Quality Management System. And now I will say what is the role of biomedical engineer when particular product is ready. It should be tested according to regulatory standards. So, regulatory specialists have to prepare technical documentations, have to help the R&D team to guide manufacturing team, and after regulatory team will prepare the technical documentation that product will approve from the notified body. Notified bodies is like ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research. We can take approval from them also. Mostly the first task of regulatory specialist is to see in which medical device are classified, generally class 1, class 2, class 3 categories. And regulatory specialist will see that the particular product will mitigate the risk analysis and sterilization and hygienic. I hope you had seen that in some of the devices, like product is for single use. That is the work of the regulatory specialist only. They will mark like this product is for single term use only. Now, I will go for quality control and quality assurance engineers. So, QA process oriented and focuses on defect preventations. QC or product oriented and focuses on defect identifications. Now, uh, I will say about educational institute. I already know that you know about how biomedical engineers are working in the educational institute, because your professors or like lecturer are already a biomedical engineer, and they are already doing well. So uh, when so in many other institutions, the biomedical engineer are also appointed as a research assistant also. And we another is like we can do MTech by GATE, means competitive exams. Many competitive exams we can give after graduations. So if you are preparing for GATE, then you can do MTech from very nice institutes like IITs and NITs. And IIT in biomedical giving very nice package. They are also calling they many foreign companies also. So at IIT, biomedical is one of the considered as one of the best field. And many GPSC exams are also there. So and who are planning for MS in foreign, they have to give the IELTS exams or GRE. And we already know that biomedical is one of the gold field in USA. uh, and Germany. Germany is a very good in developing the medical instruments. They provide very nice facilities. Now, I will discuss about research hub. Research hubs is same like it's like same as R&D. But research hubs, the biomedical engineer can take the problems from any hospitals or any biomedical related problems they can solve, and they will give the innovative solutions. Uh, res- I can give the examples of research hubs like BETIC, IIT Bombay, or COEP Pune, VIT Nagpur, etc. Then IIT Hyderabad is also growing very well. They will provide the many fellowships and many other research labs available in Hyderabad or Bangalore. It's good. It's a good platform for research for biomedical engineer. Now, we can say that startups. Startup is also one of the good opportunities right nowadays, because government of Gujarat, or we can say that government of India, is funding and giving the lot of schemes uh, to the students. Even I can take my example, like where in starting of this pandemic, I think so March or April, we also got funding by one of the Gujarat schemes, SSIP. It is very nice. So if anyone have the idea, just take the participate in live teaching, and they will find they will give you documentation. You have to provide them the documentations how your ideas are workings, and like this. Then it's good opportunity for the students who are interested in business, and who want to do further R&D. So this like this you can also create a new product in the market by the help of the governments. And not only Gujarat government, we can say like many other incubations there are there to support the students nowadays. Even not the students, they will provide they will provide fundings to working professionals also. Like many competitions are there. We have to submit ideas in that competitions, and they will analyze everything. And if your idea is good, you will get funding by particular incubation centers. Major funding which Gujarat universities are giving are under the scheme of GUSEC, SSIP, Atal Incubation Sector. We can call as the G2 Innovation Council. Now, I will say about COVID-19 effects on biomedical field. Biomedical engineers are like the hidden heroes of the COVID-19 crisis, because with the increasing demands of ventilators and other equipments over the last few months, we have seen that how the field our field has rised. And we are proud, or we can proud of our field, that medical technologies plays very important part in bridging the gap between hospitals and engineers. Like now we are seeing that demands for biomedical engineers increase in hospitals, because day by day coronavirus cases are rising in India. So right now there is no solutions for it. So government and many private hospitals has already started with 200 bed hospitals. So many hospitals 200 to 500 beds are there. So they are recruiting 10 biomedical engineers in single hospitals. And like this way we can say the demands for biomedical engineers increase in hospitals. And now government is giving many schemes also. So they will already started to improve our healthcare systems of India, because we already know that before this pandemic, in India there was very less hospitals. So due to this lockdown situations and all, at that time, government has fully locked and constructed a new hospitals in just 1 to 2 months. And like this, the R&D of medical devices is also slowly progressing. Mm, Still it is, we can say that R&D is in progressing level. Many companies have designed ventilators in very short times, by taking help of some companies or any organization. But it is good. We can say that R&D is slowly progressing. And I already discussed about the startups, that many incubations will give funding to medical device startups. And also like this, like research hubs and many institutions like IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, IIT Hyderabad provide many solutions related to healthcare field. Over the period of pandemic situation, biomedical field has taken the huge shape in the medical industries. Like we biomedical engineer can also called as the corona warriors nowadays. So before we can see like no, there was not much demands of biomedical engineers. But now due to this I hope this biomedical future is bright, and people will know how biomedical engineers works, what is the what is the exact use of medical devices, and everything. So by this I want to end my presentation here. Margini ma'am, hello.
Hello.
Hello, yes ma'am.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. Any
Thank you
questions?
very much,
We can.
ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Hmm.
We will go ahead and take some time for the questioning. Okay.
Yeah, sure, sure. I would glad to
So,
answer questions from student sides or any audience questions.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. So the first question is from the participants or from the audience, that is, what are the
Yes.
different specializations of a biomedical engineer?
Different specialization or different field.
Yes, you can say different fields of biomedical engineer.
Biomedical
Like if
engineer.
anybody want to do specialization, so in what areas
Yes.
they can do that specialization?
Okay. We can do the specializations in electronics also. If you are interested in signal processing, it is also the good field. Rehabilitation engineering, and bio. If someone is interested in biomaterials, then we can take many institutes are providing the few courses about this. So it depends on our interest where we have to do the specialization. But many fields are open to the students nowadays. I can say that.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And the next question from the audience side is that
Hmm.
how we can get the fund from the GIC. For example, if
Hmm.
we want to make a product, so
Yes.
how we can get the fund from the GIC?
Okay, sure. Uh, GIC is like G2 Innovation Council, which right now they are many live pitchings, online pitching sessions are there. So you have to fill one application forms when there was the any live pitching date they will release before the 15 days only. So you can get that thing. You can submit your idea in that applications. They will review, and if your idea will good, they will definitely call you. And after calling, your live pitching will done online. You have to submit ppts according to their and you sometimes they will ask for design also. After that, uh, you if they like they like your they are satisfied with your documentation work and your design process, then they will contact you further. After that, they you have to make many quotations and all things, and like documentation processor, and you will get funding. But it's totally depends on your idea. Your product is like must be useful to commercial. We can say your product must be on commercial level, then only you can get funding. You don't get funding for any research ideas, or like you can't make product on that. So avoid the research idea if you want funding from GIC, please. Margini,
Okay, ma'am.
next
Yes,
question.
and the third question is related to the regulatory standards that this audience want to uh, learn or know briefly about the regulatory standards.
Okay, sure. Yes. So regulatory standards. First of all, you have when you are working in some of the company, like I can give the example of Tata. Tata is recruiting freshers also and experience also. First, they will giving you training for 3 months. If you perform well in training, they will appoint you as a permanent employee. So in the training only, they will teach you about quality systems assurance and many standards about regulations. I think you had studied in your one of the subject name regulation standards of medical devices, RSMD. I don't know it is right now in your course or what, but we have studied the subject. So from that, when you are fresher, you have the little bit idea of that subject. So when you want, you go in any company, they will take your basic interview, and from that you are recruited. Af- After that, they will teach you, they will give you training about particular medical devices like iOS for Indian standards and European Union, and they will tell you what are the procedures, how to prepare the technical documentation. Like many clients like Metronics, B Brown, they will come to your company and they will tell that this is our product, and we have to make the regulation standard for this product. There, then regulatory engineer or regulatory biomedical engineer only have to guide to that company that your product is has mitigate this risk, please provide this documentation like this and this, and you will you have to give the solution. This is your simply this is your work in that field as a regulatory engineer.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And as you have already said that for getting the fund from GIC, in that
Yes.
you said that the documentation process. So, is there is any SOP or I can say the standard operating procedures to get the fund?
Uh, for COVID-19, it is not there, but in this COVID-19 situation, they are not asking. But I think so. For normal funding, maybe you have to go through different processes of SOP and like that. But when you are students, you can apply through SSIP. So in SSIP, specially designed for students only, so it is useful for you all as well as.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So the
Other
next
questions?
question from the audience side is that how we can apply in the research field for the research field in biomedical.
Yes, sure. Yes. Research field. We can say like research field. Most they are giving more importance to MTech students, but research hubs are saying that your MTech is necessary for to become a research engineer, to doing research there. So if you are more interested in research or designing the products, it's my opinion to better to prepare for some competitive exams, better to prepare for GATE, and go in good institutes. You get a good platform, and by good platform you can do any research, because right now the technology has grown at that stage that uh, one of the good platform is required. Otherwise your talent will be, you can't show your talent in that way. So it's better do MTech from good college or good, then apply for the research engineer. Or many companies like Merrill and SMTs and other companies in India, they they don't they don't need any MTech degree or like that. So you can go in that, you can give your applications or resume in that companies also. And I can say, you can get a good score in GATE, and many IITs are giving opportunities for to work in some projects. So you can also work as research assistants in but for that you have to learn the softwares. Like if you are interested in electronics, learn the electronics very well. uh, Embedded systems, take the command on C programming, and like that way. Learn the lab view, learn signal processing softwares like MATLABs, and you can easily go in the research field for biomedical. Yes, madam.
Hello.
Yes, any other questions, madam?
Yes, the next question from the audience side is that is there is any scope for biomedical engineers in another, or I can say the international countries like Canada, UK, and Australia?
When I say particularly about foreign countries, I will say about Canada. Uh, Canada is two courses are available there: PG diploma, and you can do masters also in the biomedical field. In Canada, masters is little bit tough because you don't get admission easily. PG diploma, you can take admission. It is a course of 2 years in biomedical field. Canada is good for biomedical, but I think USA and like Germany is one of the best country for biomedical engineers. And like Australia, yes, Australia is little bit costly country, but if you go to the Australia, you can do masters from very well, uh, very good institutes, and there will be the scopes of biomedical engineer in Australia. UK, yes, UK is also now demanding countries because we can easily get visas in UK. They open UK, they open for Indian nowadays. Yes,
Okay,
yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
And the last but not the least question is from the
Yes, sir.
audience side is uh, that what is the procedure if the students want to go for the IIT? Uh,
Right.
what are your reference for the IIT? What are your views for the IIT? How we
Sure.
can get the admission at IIT and which are the IITs is best for biomedical engineer?
For getting into IIT, it's not easy because competitions has rised. I think so. In 2020, date has already come last week only. So it was on 5th, 6th, 7th, and 12th, 13th, 14th of the February. So give the gate examinations, get the good rank, join any online coaching centers. Because right now there is no offline centers available for coaching. So do, if you can do self study, refer the reference books, is you can understand from it. But for gate examinations, your basics must be very strong in the many subjects. Right now, we can say only last year biomedical gate is like a new branch in which you can give gate. Before biomedical, you have to give the gate in instrumentation only. So you have to compete with instrumentation students also. But now you can give gate in biomedical field, get a rank under 100 or 200, get the IIT Bombay, IIT or any good IIT Madras. This is the procedure to give the competitive exams. Or if you want to apply for any private institutes like SRM Chennai, VIT Vellore, or any other MTech institute, then give their respective examinations. Like they are called as autonomous institutes. So give that examinations, and they will, if you are selected, you can get admissions by this. And in IITs right this year, because of COVID-19, they don't conducted the interviews. Otherwise they are taking three. If you are not directly selected, you have to give the IIT's interview also, and that was practical based interviews, and that by professors also. Like this, they select the students every year. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it looks like we have covered all of our questions. So, ma'am, is there is any question or anything else you want to cover or you want to share with the audience before we wrap up?
No, thank you. I would like to thank the organizers and coordinators of Parul University for giving me opportunity to share my valuable experience, and I hope students has already enjoyed the sessions, and this information will help them in the future also. uh, yes, thank you, Maggie ma'am.
Okay, okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, audience, and thank you a very big thank you for Miss Vruti Bhatia. We all
Thank you.
appreciate from the side of Parul University. Thank you, Parul University, for giving me an opportunity to hosted such a webinar. And thanks again for joining us today. We will see you in the next time.
Thank you.
And Parul University would like to continue this fruitful relationship in near and dear future also with you, Vruti ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.